Oh, I don't pay for suits. My suits are on the house, or the house burns down.
Welcome back to the Red Right Hand Podcast, the show that covers each and every episode of the Netflix slash BBC hit TV show, The Peaky Blinders. And now, the long awaited Peaky Blinders movie. I'm Josh, and with me once again, as always, is my buddy. My pal. My sweet cheese. Curtis. We're back. We're back, baby.
Terrified. This is the first time hearing of sweet cheese.
He's my sweet
I hope that's
cheese.
not how he introduces me to people when I'm not around.
My good
Oh, my
time
sweet
boy.
cheese. My good time boy. This is going down a dark path, and I don't like it.
It's what we do in the shadows. Curtis,
Duh.
we're back.
Jeez.
We are back
For now.
for now.
Unfortunately, we still have, maybe another year or so before the movie comes out.
Oh.
You know what's sad though? I didn't realize it until today. The last episode we did, do you know how long ago that was? It was a movie update. It was the very first one.
A year ago.
It was the summer of 2023.
Wow.
Yeah,
so a year and a
that
half
did not,
ago.
that did not seem right, but my computer does not lie. So,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah.
Why so long, Curtis? It's done. Why do they do this now? Movies are done and then they just like hold on to them forever.
What do you mean?
Like movies will be done. Like they'll be done with it. Everything's ready. And
Production
then
done,
instead of
yeah.
releasing it, they just hold on to it.
Well, I guess like when you get into, and not really, I mean, I know Netflix is the one that's going to be releasing it, distributing it, but you got to start thinking about, okay, do we need to do any reshoots? Post-production, do we need to clean some stuff up in the editing room? Um, putting it all together, with the music and whatnot. And then
That
you'd have
takes
to
a
think there'd
year?
be no, hold on. And then at the same time, you'd have to think, okay, well, we got to promote it too. I agree with you. It's like, why are you holding on to this thing for so long? Give me what I'm here for, man. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. A year, should it really take a year? I don't know, because I'm not there in wherever they are in the studio or behind the scenes figuring out how long it takes to do all that different stuff. I'm not in that
Right.
business. I'm in the business of sitting here and talking and complaining about that said business. So, but yeah,
This is what I know.
exactly. Yeah. Um, but yeah, a year and a half ago, we were talking our first little update, which at that time, we knew going into season 6 that the show was ending, but there was probably going to be some future of, a movie or maybe some spinoff stuff or whatever.
Right.
More of a movie was present at that time. And when we did the last episode, the first movie update, there was still a deal of, well, we don't even know if Cillian Murphy's going to be in it. Which means is Tommy Shelby really even going to be part of it? Um, Obviously now we know he is in it. Yes. I mean, can you really? I know eventually, and we'll talk about the future here at the end of the episode. I know that if you are going to continue on like they say they want to with, spinoffs or whatever, the future happenings of the Peaky Blinders gang, eventually Tommy Shelby's going to have to go away, or he's not going to be appearing in a show or a spinoff or whatever. But it would just feel weird to sit there and say, yeah, Tommy Shelby's not going to be in the Peaky Blinders show.
Right.
So I really feel like it would have been one of those where if Cillian Murphy is not going to come do this movie, Do we really want to do this movie? You know?
Yeah, I think it's important for the first, the first thing they have after the show to feature him or have him be a pretty big part of it because that's just going to lead to the success of these future shows they want to do.
You need that bridge,
Yeah, it's
you know?
important. And if they play their card, like they were smart, here's what they would have done. They would have gotten this movie all put together. Then they also would have gone ahead and filmed like season one of a show idea that they were thinking of. You release the movie, 6 months later, boom, we hit you with the
Boom.
show. And you don't even care that much that Tommy Shelby's not in it because
Right.
you just saw him in the transitionary Peaky Blinders movie. I'm ready for a new chapter of this.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, let's start off with this, Josh. We have what we believe. I mean, everything that I've read so far, it seems to be that this is pointing towards the actual title of the movie, The Immortal Man. This really kind of first popped up with an Instagram post from hair and makeup designer Nadia Stacy, who had recently, back in December when production had wrapped up, tweeted out, or not tweeted out, put out on Instagram. What do you call on Instagram when you post something? Like a tweet, but you insta it. I don't know. Just anyway. What?
I said thread, maybe. I don't know. Neither
It's
one of us are
not an
big.
episode without Josh muting himself.
Neither one of
Anyway,
us are big Instagram guys. So
yeah. But anyway, she put out a picture of, I believe it was like a handbag that was given to her by some of the crew or whatever. But it said "The Immortal Man," Peaky Blinders, the movie, which kind of hinted at the title. And like I said, seems like a lot of people are kind of in consensus that that's probably going to be the title. So I asked you, Josh. I like it. I think it's kind of cool. I don't want it to just be, the Peaky Blinders movie or whatever, you know. I feel like you got to have like some depth to it. So having a name like that and still kind of make it kind of mysterious, I like it. What do you think of that name?
eh.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. It
Okay.
doesn't help. It doesn't help this transition thing that I'm promoting here.
Okay.
Like if we're putting too much focus on Tommy in the movie, okay, let's have him be a predominant character who's, in my opinion, probably handing the reins over to his son at some point here. Um, why make the name of the movie be 100% Tommy Shelby centered, you know?
Yeah, but maybe it's a deal of, we know how influential he is, how big he has built his businesses, legitimate and illegitimate. And maybe it's just a deal of his um I lost my train of thought. His influence from these businesses that he's going to pass on to his son or sons makes him immortal. So he's always there in the shadows, but
Oh
not
my God.
really.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. Who knows really in the end if that's really what you're going to stick with? Could just be a working title. I don't know. But yeah.
It feels like that's probably going to be it.
Okay. The actual title.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, like I said just a little bit ago, production has officially ended. December 13th is what I had read. And of course, now the true waiting game begins, Josh, for a
Now
year.
our watch begins, Curtis.
Now, now we're in the end game, Josh. Yeah.
We shall take no wives, hold no lands, father no sons.
I'm not committed to that, man.
It's
I can't tell you what's going to happen in the next year for me. So,
the watch's oath, Curtis.
yeah, but I'd like to get wild and crazy, man. Yeah, but John broke his oath, so maybe I
That's
can
true.
too. But anyway, let's talk some cast and crew here, Josh. We'll kind of talk about cast and crew, some old comers, newcomers, talk a little bit of plot and future and whatnot. But so far, here's some different stuff that we've got with the cast and crew. The production produced by, of course, Stephen Knight. Can't have Peaky Blinders without Stephen Knight. Am I right? I am right. Thank you. Killian Murphy is also a producer. Karin Mondabach, who actually was a executive producer for the show, she's going to be carrying on into this movie as well. And a newcomer, some dude named Guy Healy. Yeah,
Has he done
I
anything?
don't know. Not that I had really seen, um, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
The director though, Tom Harper, uh, I found this a little interesting. Actually, directed three episodes from the original series, season one, episode four, five, and six. So I thought, okay, I mean, season one was good. I remember us talking about. Well, I think we both agreed in the end. Season two was one of the better ones that we like. Maybe I can't remember exactly which one we. So I felt like we agreed on either season two or season three being the best.
Yeah.
You remember?
Probably season two, because that was
Okay.
where a lot of the cool stuff in was it
London.
London?
Yeah,
Yeah, was
London, because
going
that's where they
on.
get the nightclub or whatever.
Yeah.
But even that, I mean, we both enjoyed season one. I thought, okay, that's good that you're bringing somebody, back from the beginning of there that has some history with the show to actually direct the movie and not just some. I personally, I would not like it if it was just some new guy that had
Oh
no,
no.
or woman or whatever, that had no connection at all to the show
No.
previously. I don't think
And
that would have been
I
a good
I
idea.
don't think that Killian Murphy would have agreed to do all of this with a new group of people, you know.
Brand new person or whatever, yeah.
I think Stephen Knight's a big part of this.
Get man, who would be like the wildest director to put on there? Think of some oh dang it. What's
Quentin Tarantino.
oh yeah, that'd be crazy. What's the
There'd be a
dude
lot
that
more foot stuff.
yeah, that's true. Man. Um dang it, what's the guy's name that does all like the weird kind of artsy movies? Life Aquatic, who did that one?
Oh, oh God. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. It's Royal Tenenbaums and
Yeah, oh dang. Wes Anderson.
yeah, God.
Could you imagine Wes Anderson directing the movie? Oh my God,
That'd be
man.
pretty good.
That'd be terrible. Oh man. Maybe for like a parody, that'd be kind of funny, but anyway. We don't really have a very extensive cast list so far, Josh. That's kind of disappointing. Some of the returners that are confirmed so far is Killian Murphy as Thomas Shelby, Sophie Arundel as Ada Thorne Shelby, Ned Dennehy as Uncle Charlie, strong, Packy Lee as Johnny Dogs, Ian Peck as the simple-minded Curly. And this one is kind of interesting because I remember we both talked about it in season six of wanting to see more of him because we felt like we didn't get very much of him at all. Stephen Graham as Hayden Stagg. So that should be interesting. You remember
Hayden Stagg.
he was the one that was in the oh, he was like at the dock, I think. Um
Billy Boys?
what?
You said the
No.
doc?
No, in season six. It's the final
Okay.
season.
Okay.
You don't remember him? Look him up real quick. You'll remember him.
He's at a dock?
Well, I think it's like at one of the ports or something, like a major port, because it's like a
Oh, yeah, 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 from Gangs New York and
yeah,
yeah,
Stephen
okay,
Graham.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah. But do you remember we talked about like he really didn't have very many scenes at all, like two scenes maybe.
Yeah.
I think he had the one where he was dealing with Arthur,
Mm-hmm.
and then the one of the last few episodes he was dealing with Tommy, and then that was it. And I remember sitting like what the heck?
Right.
That's it. That was felt like kind of a waste for a good actor like that. But anyway, so I thought that'd be kind of interesting to see more of him. But that's the returning cast so far.
Okay.
We'll talk about some of the other people that are kind of missing from that here in just a moment. But some of the newcomers so far include uh, Barry Keoghan, who is an Irish actor. He's actually the guy right behind me. The only thing that I recognized him from was he had a part in Dunkirk, but I don't remember what his character's name was.
Okay.
But some of the things that I've seen and kind of looking at him too, I would almost agree that I feel like he's going to play Tommy's illegitimate son, Duke Shelby, that showed up in the last season. What do you
Okay.
think? Am I looking at him right? I can't tell.
Yeah, maybe. I'd
Yeah,
have to go back and look, but
yeah,
you would think they would use that same guy,
true. I mean, unless he just
like
didn't
with a
want to
lot of
come back home.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe.
Um,
Who was Duke's mom?
it was just some random chick. I don't even think they gave her a name.
Was it somebody Tommy met in the war?
Something around that. She was some, no, let's see.
Because didn't she have like a picture of him or something like that? Or
Well, she told Duke that his dad was like a duke or something.
okay,
She made Tommy to be out like some like really
like
uppity
he's like a
guy,
king.
kind of really important. Yeah, basically like a king. But yeah, I think it was just somebody he probably either met in the war or something, along the way.
Okay.
You know those guys in the war, they have time on their hands. But anyway, we also have Swedish actress Rebecca Ferguson, who has been in movies such as Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, Mission Impossible Fallout, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, The Great Showman, Doctor Sleep, Men in Black, International, Dune, and Dune Part 2. I was trying
Who
to,
is she in Dune?
that's what I was about to say. I was trying to remember who she is. So I'm gonna look up here in a regular
Rebecca
first
Ferguson.
Dune. She played
Is it Jessica?
do, 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 do. Yep, Lady Jessica.
Nice.
What?
Nothing. I mean, she's cool. She's a good
Nice.
actress.
Okay, I
Um,
didn't know if that was like a nice or a nice.
I mean, both. Why can't it be both, Curtis?
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out which way it was.
Okay, that's
We also
cool.
have, yeah, we
I
also
wonder
have,
who. Did it say who she's playing?
no,
No.
all these
Okay.
new, yeah, all these new characters, there are, new to the show or new to the movie or whatever. It doesn't give them like an actual character name yet.
Okay.
We also have Tim Roth. Does that name sound familiar to you?
Tim Roth. Yeah, kinda, but
You would recognize him. He's been in Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, The Hateful Eight, the Mark Wahlberg Planet of the Apes, The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. If you Googled him, you would recognize him. Trust me,
okay.
because he's very familiar. Um, I don't know who
Oh
he
yeah.
played. Yeah, yeah. So that one's
Okay.
kind of interesting too.
I remember him from Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs.
Hmm.
I don't really remember him from Hateful Eight. There's
Yeah,
only eight people in the whole fucking movie.
right. How could I miss him? Oswald Mowbray as Oswaldo is who he
Oswaldo.
played. Yeah, that was his character.
Huh, I just like cannot picture him in that.
Yeah. And then the last name that
Oh,
we
okay.
have,
Yep, got it.
got it?
Yeah, I just had to see his like character to be able to
Oh,
figure that
okay.
out.
Gotcha. The last actor here that we have that is new is Jay Lai excuse me, Jay Lycurgo, who is an English actor who has done work in the show Titans and The Bastard Son and the Devil himself. It's kind of a younger, up and coming guy. I did not recognize his face either. Of course, he's an English actor, so and being young too, I probably wouldn't recognize him in anything. But let's talk about a couple of different characters here, Josh, that were kind of missing from our reoccurring list. Uh, numero uno. Where's Arthur Shelby? Are we even going to see Arthur Shelby? Why isn't Paul Anderson's name on the list? Um, I did not know this, Josh, but apparently, recently he had fell into some legal troubles, which included a recent Boxing Day arrest for possession of crack cocaine, among other substances. For which, now this is the best part though, Josh. This is the best part.
Curtis,
For which,
cocaine
yeah,
is a hell of a drug.
it is, man. This is the best part though, Josh. His attorney reasoned that he was simply stepping back into Arthur's shoes to quote, please fans of the show by slipping into character. Way to blame it on your character, man.
So he just like had a bag of some crack ready to go in case people needed him to act like Arthur. What the
I guess so.
what?
Or was this a pure excuse of, no, you know who I am? I play Arthur Shelby. I'm trying to get ready for the movie. Yeah, I don't know. I do wonder. That was before um, production actually started, but to not like have any mention of him at all during production, no pictures, nothing. That's a little worrisome because I feel like we need some Arthur Shelby again. You know, you agree? What?
Would be nice to have, but I don't know if they're in need of.
Everybody needs a mad dog.
But the thing about Arthur's character, though, man, was
He's
that,
so broken at the end, though.
and he served like the purpose that they needed him to. Like he's like a freaking berserker in wartime, you know? Like what does that guy do when there's not a fight, you know?
Right.
And do they really need like a 50-year-old Arthur Shelby out there, fighting their fights for him? I mean, I got to think at this point, they're strong enough that like they're not out on the streets doing the shit, you know?
Yeah. I do you remember how the last time he was mentioned in season six, do you remember? He wasn't shown, but
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
mentioned. When
Yeah,
they're
they
kind of
showed
having
you
that little picnic or
that going
whatever.
away dinner. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, they said that Arthur was down by the river. But
Yeah.
dude, I do not think that that meant he was down there killing himself. Everybody seemed pretty calm about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just always kind of wondered about that though,
And
man.
nobody would try to
But
stop him.
yeah, but who knew besides Tommy? Because Tommy and him had talks before, and that's why I always kind of like, I know it was a long time ago. I couldn't remember exactly everything that I said, but I always just kind of got the feeling of like, what else is he doing down there? Just skipping rocks? That's not Arthur Shelby. He
Going
was
down there
so
to
broke.
think,
Yeah,
contemplate
but
his
dude,
entire life,
he
not
was
be there
so
when Tommy says
broken
his
at that point,
farewells.
though, man.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of reasons for him to not be there. And I also feel like they did that on purpose so that if they wanted to bring him back into something, they had a window to, you know?
Yeah,
So, yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem very definitive to me, and nobody seems concerned about it at all. So that's like the other thing that I'm like, they were just like, "Oh yeah, Arthur, just go kill yourself. We've kept
yeah.
you from killing
But
yourself a million
the
times before, but this time, just go do it."
right, but the other thing too with what I was saying of I feel that's maybe what the situation was is he freaks out. Remember, he freaks out on Tommy when he finds out that Tommy has a tumor or whatever.
Right.
And he's basically like, yeah, I don't want to live without you, you
Hmm.
know? He's freaking out on him, blah, blah, blah. Well, Tommy still never told anybody. Arthur was the only one that knew, you know? Because remember
Yeah.
when they were doing the goodbye, everybody was just so puzzled of like, where the heck is he going? Where the heck is he going? So, I mean, I think he, if I remember correctly, I think he basically told Arthur too, or at least insinuated that when everything was done, it's like, I'm just gonna kill myself because I'm not gonna let this thing just take me, you know?
Yeah.
So if he's gonna do that and Arthur doesn't want to stick around because it's like he keeps him level, why not? Why not join him?
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, I
I'm
feel
not
like
saying it's 1000%,
this
but
is why they did it the way they did because
yeah,
if they want to go with the narrative that like, oh, that's why Arthur's not there because he's dead, or if they want to go with the narrative of like, hey, we have the inn to bring him back, if we want to. It's like you never see him die, so
right.
they have
Yeah,
the open door. It's like Game of Thrones. If you don't see somebody die, then they're probably gonna come
they're
back, you
probably
know?
come back. Alfie Solomons, Josh. I just remember him and Tommy having a discussion after he kills, after Tommy kills Michael. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, Michael. Because he comes back into the bar
Mhm.
and but I don't remember he didn't he have cancer too or something? He had something.
Yeah, he has something. I can't remember what it
Yeah.
is though.
But I do wonder if they'll bring him back in some way too, if he's even still alive by whatever time. And
Maybe
that's the other
just like a
thing
little
too.
cameo
I don't even know. I mean, they talk about he's talked about over and over and over of World War II, trying to get up to World War II or during World War II. But where exactly is this movie going to start? I don't even remember really what time period they ended it at in season six. I mean, I know it would be like uh, mid to late 30s,
hmm
maybe. But that's the other thing too, is like how much time difference is there between season six and the beginning of the movie, I think would dictate some of these characters. One would also assume, Josh, that Sam Claflin would be bringing back his character of Oswald Mosley because again, he just kind of left that one just kind of hanging out there. Which then also makes me wonder about Anna Joy Taylor's character.
Anna Taylor-Joy.
Um, Anna Taylor's. What did I say? Anne?
Yeah,
Oh
Anna
my bad.
Joy Taylor. That's
What? Oh wait,
what
what
she
is
said.
it?
It's Anya Taylor-Joy.
Taylor Joy. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that looked weird on my nose. I was like, that doesn't look right. What was her character's name?
no idea.
Michael's wife. Anyway, um, she's still alive too, so you bring her back. Maybe so. Who knows?
I feel like I just saw her in something recently.
Wasn't she? Well, she was in that Mad Max movie,
That's
Furiosa
right.
one. Yeah, because she was Furiosa.
Yeah.
But I remember Josh when we got around to like the last couple of seasons, and it was really getting popular across the globe. There were several big Hollywood names that were kind of coming out that were saying they were interested in possibly like playing, a character on the show or whatever. The one that always comes to my mind was I remember reading like Brad Pitt was saying he was very interested in it. Of course, none of those really happened. Um, but my question to you is throughout the show, or even now looking at the movie, is there one or more actor or actresses you would have liked to seen on the Peaky Blinders show previously or in the movie slash future on a spinoff?
Um, I think that I think we talked about it before that this is why the show works so well is because we don't have a bunch of like massive American actors in this thing, you know?
Right.
Um,
Don't ruin it.
yeah, it just takes you out of it, It feels so much more real when like a lot of these people are like kind of unknown. Um, so yeah, not really, dude, because I was kind of thinking about that. Like I just reading back over like the Brad Pitt thing, I was like, I can't think of anybody like, oh yeah, Clooney. Clooney would have been great on Peaky Blinders, you know?
Well,
Like,
yeah, it don't even have to be a big name. I mean, maybe even somebody that's up and coming or something that you're interested
yeah,
in, you
I
know?
could see maybe somebody from like that revolving door at HBO, you know, because like a lot of those British actors are on a lot of
Right,
HBO shows. It's not like, oh, I'm
right,
just on Game of Thrones. I'm on like five different HBO shows.
right.
Maybe trying to think of somebody from Game of Thrones who would have fit in like nice. Um, no, I don't really have anybody that's like jumping out like right at the top. Did you have anybody?
No, not really. I mean, it's hard because I'm with you too. It's like I don't really want some big American name to come over and because you're right. It's like when you know somebody like that, it's hard to like separate the actor from the character, you know?
Right.
Um, but yeah, I agree with you
Yeah,
though. I think that's what really made the show, especially from its beginning, was these were a bunch of, I mean, some of the English people over there, you know, in Britain or whatever, may have really known some of these guys, but we didn't, you know. We grew
right.
up. We grew with them, you know. We came to love them. So
Yeah, I can't think of anybody right off the top of it. I'm like, oh yeah,
no,
that person would have been
no Timothée Chalamet.
no, I don't think he has any place in this.
You have no place. Get out of here.
I would like to watch that Bob Dylan movie and kind of see what his range is, but I don't know if he has a place in this world. I think this world's a little too tough for him.
It's too tough for you, bro. Pretty boy. All right, well, let's talk plot, Josh. You know, we're still waiting to hear exactly what the main plot is. But according to newcomer Barry Keoghan, when asked about the script in a recent interview, he stated that it was, quote, epic. It's so effing epic. All right, I'm sold. Say no more.
Okay.
All right. Tell me more. Well, while Peaky Blinders creator Stephen Knight had previously said that Tommy Shelby will have a chance to redeem himself from his past crimes in the movie, stating, quote, "My intention has always been to redeem him so that in the end he's genuinely a good man doing good things." What does that mean though? Is he gonna be working for the Red Cross? What is he be standing out on the side with the bell at Christmas time, accepting your change?
Yeah,
What is that
no.
going to look like, Steven? What is that going to
I'm
look like?
I'm picturing like the same philanthropy that he was doing before, but just an end to all. You know, it's like um it's Michael and Gina's plan, you know, like to
Gina, that was her name.
yeah, Michael and Gina's plan to take the business completely legitimate, you know. I think that's probably where this will be trending to, and I think that he'll be looking to give that to someone. I think a lot of the older kids who are around are not going to want anything to do with it. Um, Ava's boy, he got killed, didn't he? Or no,
Mm,
that was
no,
her.
the guy did, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was
Carl.
the
Okay, Carl's still alive, but Carl
yeah.
was like kind of starting to act like a Nazi. He was getting pretty interested in that. And then she has a daughter too, right?
Uh,
Or just Carl?
but I
Oh no,
thought
I
it was
guess it's
just
just
Carl.
Carl. Yeah, it's just Carl.
Oh,
Um,
no. Didn't she have a kid with that guy?
did she?
I think she did.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think she did.
But she, you know, she'd be too young. Carl's into a bunch of weird shit. Tommy's own son, like, really doesn't want to have anything to do with him or the business. We know that already. And then Ruby died.
I
So
don't know why, but the way you said that, Ruby died.
Ruby died.
That's just funny. I don't know why.
She did.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. One of the things I keep hearing, even like back then when season 6 was ending, was, and I still hear it now, is the whole deal of his two sons, Charles and Duke. One's good, one's bad. One's
Well,
white,
it's the
one's dark.
two,
You know, it's
yeah,
the
the
two
two
sides of the
sides of his
coin.
business.
Right. So it's like, okay, Duke, you take over the criminal side. Charles, hey, buddy, you want to
You
do
take
some
over the squeaky clean
philanthropy?
side. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder if they will go into something like that, maybe in the future or whatever too, or just in the movie.
That
But
would be
if
interesting.
you had control, Josh, no, let me back up. What do you have any thoughts of what the plot may actually be about?
I mean, my main thought is that Tommy's going to be looking to get the bulk of this out from under him. You know, like start the transition to one or both of his sons.
The classic
And
line of one final job. Yeah, you
yeah,
said that about 20 jobs ago, bro.
you son of a bitch, I'm in.
I'm in.
Um, yeah, with the starting the transition, handing the business off to one or both of his sons, and him moving towards, yeah, just being kind of trying to, just atone for everything. Like, yeah, maybe we see him like volunteering somewhere. Maybe we see him like, some kind of doing something in the war. Maybe we see him like working like with veterans, like at the end of World War II or something. Like, I don't know. It could be any number of things. Maybe it's just, a simple like it's another, oh, he's donated this church or this school or but I don't know. I feel like they are going to have to play it up probably in some kind of montage style to show you that like he's completely changed and like this is going to be him going forward.
Yeah, helping old ladies cross the street,
Mm-hmm.
feeding the
Mm-hmm.
hungry.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great
Mm-hmm.
montage, man. It's a great montage. Can't wait for those
5 different
montages.
scenes of him breaking nuns' glasses.
Oh, jeez.
Got to keep those nuns
What?
in line, bro.
Man, the way they snatched those off real quick and smashed them. That was crazy how fast they did that.
Snatch, smash.
Yeah, I mean, was it just me or did it always seem like that was just kind of sped up?
It was very
Oh,
fast.
weird. Let's talk future of the Peaky Blinders, Josh. Past the movie. In an interview with the LA Times, Stephen Knight talked about the future of the show, stating, quotes, I always knew that the story of Tommy and the Shelby family wouldn't end with season 6. There is such a huge global appetite for the world of Peaky Blinders and so much more story to tell. I think it was around the end of season 2 when I felt that the fan base deserved a say in the trajectory of Peaky. I've taken the family into World War II, and the movie we have shot is wild, explosive, and deeply emotional. Even when the movie is done, there is more to come. Watch this space. And in an interview with Match, Match, Knight spoke about the future of Peaky Blinders now that the movie has finished filming. He had also hinted at a potential follow-up with a new generation of characters, stating, quote, we're going to focus on the new generation in a series that will take place after the Second World War. And then who knows? Why not a clothing line? Okay.
Huh?
What? Huh? What? Well, what's up with the clothing line? All right, whatever. Um, what? Two questions for you, Josh. What do you feel the future holds for the gang, the Peaky Blinders? And if you were in control, what kind of stories or spin-offs would you like to see developed into their own shows and movies?
Okay, so I think though conservatively, I think this movie's gonna come out, then there's gonna be a show afterwards, and then I think a majority of people are gonna stop caring after that because it's not gonna be all the
Can't
same
live forever, right?
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, like most of these people are getting pretty old. I'm surprised Uncle Charlie is in good enough health to be in this thing. Um,
I mean, he looked pretty good. I mean, well, his character died pretty quick, but he looked like he was in decent health, and that still sounds not justified to his character. But he was in the very beginning of Shogun, and he died pretty quick. but
Oh, yeah, he was the
he
captain,
was the
wasn't he?
captain. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right. All
I
right.
forgot about that.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
You know
I
that
mean,
show lost
tough to
me?
say, dude. They were all had scurvy and were starving,
Yeah.
so they looked like shit.
How far did you get in that show?
I'm like 4 episodes in, five.
I don't
I've started it over a
remember.
couple times because I keep
Yeah,
stopping.
I don't remember what episode it was, but the part that they lost me was when he was like, I'm gonna race my boat against their boat to see who can get out of this, whatever it was. I don't know if they were just like surrounded or what. I was like, what? What are we doing here, man? We're gonna have a boat race? All right, that's it. We've jumped the shark.
My name is John Blackthorne, and I race boats.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
dude,
that's
his
about right, man.
character honestly like ruins the show.
I thought it was good at first, but then like quickly it deteriorated. And I was like, all right, this guy is getting on my nerves.
Yeah, he sucks.
I wonder if he talks like that in real life. That's really
Uh,
his voice.
maybe.
I don't know.
It
Anyway,
makes me think
Peaky.
of did you ever this guy he's another actor who's in like a lot of stuff, but did you ever watch Frontier
Hmm,
with Jason
I know you're
Momoa?
talking about
Okay. I would recommend it. It is very good. Um
Apple TV,
but
wasn't it?
no, it's no, that's the other one he's in
Yeah,
C.
what's the other one?
That's
Oh,
the one
okay. Yeah,
where
that's right.
everybody's blind in the future.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then two children are born who can like see.
Woo.
Yeah. It's like, is it Children
It's
of
a
Men
miracle.
where like that lady is like the only one who can have a child or whatever, and everybody starts trying to like kill her and
Oh, is that the one with oh dang it. I can see him. Clive Owen.
I don't remember. I just remember that
Yeah.
like there's in the future like people can't have kids, and then she's
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
only one who can.
Yeah, but isn't it kind of like not really post-apocalyptic, but kind of
Kind
look
of.
like. Okay, yeah. And she is it a black lady?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's Clive Owen then. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. But the guy from Frontier is about like the fur wars in
Oh,
America.
okay. Okay.
Um,
Jason Momoa's in it?
yeah, he plays
Hmm.
this guy Declan Harp, who's like
Okay.
half native, half Irish,
Okay.
and kind of just like this larger than life legend. Like he's the Tommy Shelby of their world.
Okay.
Um, but this guy, I don't remember his name. Let me look him up real
I
fast.
cannot picture Jason
He is in a
Momoa
bunch of
with an
stuff.
Irish accent.
He doesn't have like an Irish accent. He has like a I don't know.
Weird. Like
It's
some weird mix.
he just kind of sounds like him.
I'm Irish.
I don't know. It's hard to explain, man.
Man, I'm Jason Momoa and I'm Irish.
I'm Irish.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that, man? Because you sound exactly like the
This is
Aquaman
a great
character.
line from him from the show. You are whores for furs.
Nice.
Yeah, he
Very
talks like
nice.
that. Okay, it is. I think it's Alan.
Jackson?
Nope, nope, nope. It is. Yeah,
Tim Allen.
It's Landon Laborian, and I know that
Hmm.
name's probably not going to mean anything to you. He's in
But what about him?
he's in several movies.
He looks familiar.
The character that he plays in Frontier is like it's like they told him like you're gonna be a British Cockney stereotype,
Oh,
like
nice.
as low class British as you can possibly think. Don't look anything up. Just do your
Just
interpretation
imagine
of
it.
that. Yeah.
Right.
And so it's just so over the top for the whole movie, like, or for the whole show. Like when he talks, he's like, ugh.
Ugh. Hmm. Okay. Now I don't recognize him in anything. I don't recognize any of this stuff. But anyway, back to the future of Peaky Blinders, Josh.
Right, right. Yeah, like I said, I think, realistically, a movie, then a spin-off show, and I think that'll probably be about it. This can't go very far before it starts being too unbelievable. Like people who've read into the Peaky Blinders at all know that their time has already ended. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say
you
the
know,
historical side does not match.
yeah, like their time is already come and gone.
We did a whole episode
So
about that.
what we're already going to be ending
Cloggy
this mid
Williams,
to late
Josh.
40s.
We need the
Then
spinoff about Cloggy
the
Williams.
Cloggy Williams spinoff. And then, okay, let's say the new gen, that's going to be like early 50s, you know? So are we really going to be trying to do Peaky Blinders when it's the 60s and
In
the
the 90s.
70s?
It's gonna be like it's like when they tried to do they had that 70s show and then they did that 90s show. It's like, oh God, please don't.
Right.
Please don't, man.
Well, no,
Peaky Blinders
that
throughout the
90s
ages.
that 90s show was okay. That 80s show was
Was it the
terrible.
80s one? No, which one was the one that just came out recently, I thought? Was that the 90s one?
90s
I
is
thought
the
that was
one
the
that just
90s one.
came out, yeah.
Oh, okay. 80s one then. Okay,
First
yeah, yeah.
season was kind of but then after that they started bringing back like a lot of old characters, like
Well, they
Seth,
canceled it. So,
like what that '90s show?
yeah, they canceled it.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They've done like 4 seasons already or something.
No, they only did like 2 seasons.
Nah, they did more than that. I've watched them all.
Yeah. No, maybe it was, but they've canceled it.
Huh?
Yeah. Yep. 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 Yep.
What?
Although this still only says like, okay, let's see. It was renewed for a second season with the first part of the season release on July 27, 2014, and the second part release on August 22nd, 2014. October 24, the series was canceled after an extended second season. So, booyah in your face.
Okay. Yeah, but it
Yeah.
might get renewed again. I mean, it got canceled once.
It got canceled once?
Yeah,
What do you
Netflix
mean?
canceled that '90s show due to low viewership, but it says, like, in that, what you just read, it says it was then again canceled. So it had already been canceled once, and then it got canceled again in 20,
I
at the
don't
end of this
see
last
that
year.
in the deal that I'm reading.
That '90s show, season 2, premiered in 2 separate parts in June of 2024 and later in August 24. It
Right?
was then again canceled around October the 24th. I think it
Well,
got
yeah.
canceled after like the first part of season 2 or something.
Hmm. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We have gotten so far off. We're talking about Peaky
Yeah,
Blinders, Josh.
after the second season it
Peaky
got
Blinders,
canceled.
Peaky Blinders, Peaky Blinders, Peaky Blinders.
Nah,
Is
we moved on from
there
that.
is there an actual like I personally would not want this, but is there like a character you would want them to do like a spin-off of like what do they call it? Origins or whatever? Alfie Solomon's Origins.
I think that's the only acceptable one. You could do an Alfie Solomon show, and
The Alfie Solomon Show.
do everything that kind of like, you could do like 2 or 3 seasons of that, and then you end the last season with like,
His
he's in
first
his,
meeting.
yeah, it's like, or he's about to,
About
like
to meet him.
yeah, like, because Tommy comes in to meet with him, he's already in the room, like in his office.
Right.
So like maybe at the very last episode of that show, he walks into his office to sit down, and then like opens the drawer, checks his gun, and then like closes the drawer, and that's like the end of the show. That would be cool.
And scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah, I
cool.
agree.
But Tom
Um,
Hardy just giving like a really crazy look to camera right before it cuts.
yeah,
Or
that'd be sick.
like right as he's like about to purchase the brewery or something, like that cuts off there. Like when he's like, asking him about it, and he's like, "Oh, we don't sell whiskey. We sell bread." And that's like, the
Good
end.
bread. Finest bread around. Yeah, I
You like
agree.
white bread? Brown bread? We got all kinds of
Well,
bread.
well,
All kinds of
Josh,
bread.
in conclusion, we've really learned nothing.
Nope. What do we learn, Curtis? Most of the stuff we already do.
Oh, yeah. That's just, I don't know, man. It's tough because I want it now. Give it to me now, Netflix. Give it to me now.
Yeah, I don't feel good about how long we're probably gonna have to wait on this.
Yeah, I think my guess would be at the earliest, like fall of this year. I almost said next year. Oh, that would suck.
That would be
Fall
rough.
2026. What the hell?
Is it coming out the same
Uh,
time as GTA 6? God.
right, exactly.
I'm gonna die
No,
waiting for that game in this movie.
I would say earliest would be like fall of 2025. Ugh, latest maybe January or February 2026. You know,
That's disgusting. And then
it's
you just shoot yourself.
unacceptable. Yeah.
This just keeps happening, dude. You they don't film movies like they used to, where you like film one or two of them back to back, and so then they're just like, come on this imaginary journey with us, where you try to pretend that this person didn't age 10 years in between movies. Like,
We have CGI
let's just
and
do it
makeup.
right,
Yeah.
you
You know what they
greedy
used to do?
Hollywood bastards.
You know what they used to do way
What?
back in the beginning of Hollywood, Josh? They were able to film a freaking full-length film in a week or two and then quickly put it out. Let's get back to basics, you know?
I mean, those movies are probably terrible, but
They're not the greatest, but you know, it's like Josh Coggin always says. I want to get in there and I want to get out. I don't want to overthink it. I just want to get it done.
spoken like a true artist. I
Thank
just
you.
want to get it
Thank
over
you.
with.
I just want to get it over with, man. Alrighty. Well, got any final thoughts, Josh?
I hope this comes quickly.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Hey,
All
strong words to end the
right.
podcast on.
Put it on a t-shirt. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at It's Survive by Pro for news and the latest episode postings. Not just on the show, but other shows as well. We have the History of the Chorus podcast, where me and Josh sit down, we take a band from the chorus genre, we go through the endless and endless amounts of member changes. What are we doing? Oh, okay. And we also look at the discography from the band. We also have the History of the Chorus After Hours podcast, where I sit down with my good friend and avid listener of the History of the Chorus podcast, Eric. We discuss some of the bands me and Josh have already talked about. You should have shaved for this too, man. Just get the mustache. Yeah, no. We also have the Throne of the Dragon podcast, which has covered season 1, season 2, eventually season 3 and season 4 of HBO's House of the Dragon. But in summer 2025, season 1 of HBO's House, no, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
House of the Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah. And we have our character profiles, and we'll also begin reading A Night of the Seven Kingdoms in preparation of the show. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms here very soon as well. So be on the lookout for all those episodes. Also, while you're on Twitter, make sure to follow my co-host at Joshua Lynn Gary. Make sure to leave us a 5-star review. Write us a comment on whatever podcast service you're using. And if you want to listen to us and see our smiling faces, head on over to our YouTube page or Spotify. Just search Is Survive by Productions, and that'll have every episode from all of our shows. Subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up the video. All right. We have wasted your precious time with no information at all. You're welcome. Congratulations
This
on
is a
making
safe
it this
space,
far.
Curtis, where we can all gather together and pray that the movie comes out much sooner.
Oh, he's changing up his words now. Okay.
This is a denial podcast.
It's a denial pie. Just wait. It's coming.
The dragons are coming.
They're coming. All right. Well, until another year and a half later. That's what we're doing right now with this podcast. A year and a half at a time. You know, we're trying to stay on top of it. Yeah.
Well,
No,
if they miss
and,
us, Curtis, they just, have to find us on our other shows.
You just have to go check us out what we're doing on other things.
We're around.
We're around. That wasn't creepy at all. All right. Well, till the next time we see you on this very podcast, we'll see ya.